Welcome to Little Bracket of Horrors, the pod that puts the fight in fright.
You have created a monster and it will destroy you. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! The monster. He's been seen in the hills terrorizing the mountainside.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Derek,
I'm Shelly.
and today we're recording a little different today. Shelly is doing a remote call-in. This is exciting for us, I would say.
Live
Yes.
via satellite.
We're stepping up our game.
Yes. I mean, we're just technologically there. Like,
Yeah.
no one can stop us now.
I know. We are indestructible, much like the Magnificent Seven or Lucky Seven, whatever the kids were in this and it.
Oh.
Look at us.
Oh, yes. Seven.
tying it
they were
into-
7. Yes.
Yes, we're
Yes.
we're tying it into the movie we watch, which was
6, 7.
that's
Cinema.
right. Oh, I still don't get that. I think you explained it to me, but I still don't understand the 6.
I don't understand it. If I
Oh,
explained
someone
to
else
you,
did
I
that.
was not accurate.
Okay. Well, I
You
must
can
have heard
know
it from
that for a
someone else.
fact.
Yeah. But yeah, today we are talking about it, and it was a viewer submission. Our friend Rey M, who gave us dash cam last season, which is
Dash cam, man.
as we've talked, just blowing all of our other episodes out of the water. But yeah, it was a Ray submission, and unfortunately, Ray was unable to join us for the recording, but he was nice enough to jot down some of his thoughts. So when we go through the sections, we'll be sure to share all of Ray's thoughts on the movie he submitted. But let's kick this off. How we kick them all off. Shelly, you watch anything scary or anything scary happen?
No, I mean, not really. I started watching the It remake, but I didn't get very far because I just didn't. And then I watched Monster Squad a week or so ago.
So good.
No, I guess the scariest thing that happened to me is last Sunday we went to Epcot for
Okay.
Newfound Glory, and we got torrential downpoured on while we were standing in line waiting.
That's the worst.
No thunder, no lightning, so like we were good to stay out there, but
Oh, jeez.
well, we all had kind of like rain jackets and ponchos. Ironically, I still have Carrie's poncho at my house. We ended up with it, but yeah. Other than that, scary wise, I haven't been to any haunts recently. I don't know if I went to the ship before the last time we talked or not.
I feel like you just got done with it. I feel like that happened. But I remember us talking. I don't know if it was on this podcast, but I remember us talking about the ship.
Yeah.
Which
well,
is a good one.
I went to the boat in
Yes.
Tampa.
Yep.
Yeah.
always
That
a
your
good one.
company painted. So,
That's right. Feather in our cap.
yeah.
We painted
made it
what
all
is
about
now.
you.
Yeah, we painted what is now a haunted attraction.
Yeah. Commend you all.
Yeah,
Good job.
well, you're welcome. You specifically, Shelly, are welcome.
It really added to my experience.
Good.
That's all I have to
I'm glad you were discombobulated and you couldn't tell which way the vessel was coming because of the way the lines are painted on it. Did you know that's
So
why they do
beautiful.
that? It's like
No.
it's a battleship thing where active vessels that are going to war, they will paint the weird lines in them and the different angles. So anyone who's trying to view the vessel and see where or how it's coming, they won't be able to tell what's the front, the side, or any of that because it's some sort of
Oh,
camouflage in the water for the vessel.
fancy. I'm looking back at my picture to see if I can even tell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there you
Cool.
go. A little battleship trivia, I guess. I don't know.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, I'm full of them. Useful
I got them all.
stories, yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, for myself, the only thing I really watched, which thanks to our friend and listener Brian M, was the documentary on it. I think it's called Pennywise Story of It, something like that. It was on HBO Max, actually. Oh no! It was on YouTube. I misspoke. It was on YouTube.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's where I watched it. But yeah, it was just cool. It was a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. They talked to all the actors, actresses, and Tim Curry was on it, Emily Perkins. So it was cool to just get them to reminisce a little bit about the behind the scenes stuff and making of it, and it hits a sweet spot, and it's a lot of great background information on the movie for sure. But yeah, that's it. I'm trying to watch Bring Her Back. I think is available on HBO Max, and
Oh yeah, we wanna watch that
yeah,
for sure.
I'll be watching that probably at the end of this week. I just with it and us recording this podcast, I was like, I got to wait on that because I started
Yeah.
back up my movie club at work, so that's the movie we
The
got to
movie
watch. And I was
club.
like, I'm excited to watch it, boys, but you got to give me like till Thursday or Friday to talk about it. But yeah, that's essentially it for me. Are you ready to get into this?
I was born ready.
Good, great. All right, here we are.
Laying
So
on my stomach, kicking my feet.
I can picture it in my head. It's
I hope so.
it's glorious, and I'm actually kind of jealous because I'd like to also be sitting in my bed, kicking my feet, tangled in
You
the
made
cords.
choices.
I,
You
I
made
did.
choices.
I made these choices, so here I sit. But first segment is Dig Up the Bones. And that's where I introduce the movie and give a brief summary. So, it is a supernatural horror drama released as a two-part miniseries on ABC on November 18th and 20th in 1990. Directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, other credits include Friday Night Part 2, Vampires Los Muertos, and his directorial debut was Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. This was adapted by Lawrence D. Cohen from obviously the Stephen King novel, but other credits from Lawrence include the Tommyknockers miniseries and both the original and the 2013 remake of Carrie. Music by Richard Bellis. Other credits include a lot of TV series like Star Trek Deep Space Nine, You're Invited to Mary Kate and Ashley's Mall Party, and Breaking the Surface, the Greg Louganis story. Cinematography, Richard Letterman. Other credits include Rad, a made-for-TV movie called She Woke Up Pregnant, and Mary Kate and Ashley's How the West Was Fun. The special effects coordinator was John Thomas. Other credits include Alive, Time Cop, and First Blood. Starring, these are all the kids. So Jonathan Brandis as Bill. Other credits include Stepfather 2, Make Room for Daddy, Neverending Story 2, The Next Chapter, and Ladybugs. Then we have Brandon Crane as Ben. Other credits include the TV series Wonder Years, Backfield in Motion, and Otherworld. Then we have Adam Ferrazzo as Eddie. Other credits include RoboCop 2, Lonesome Dove, and Johnny Be Good. Then we have Seth Green as Richie. Other credits include Can't Hardly Wait, Idle Hands, and perhaps my favorite rollerblading movie, which I don't know a lot of rollerblading movies, but my favorite, which is Airborne. Have you ever seen that movie at all, Shelley?
No.
It's a
Never
blast.
heard of it.
It's like perfect late 90s just rollerblading movie. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it besides that, but it's awesome.
I don't think I've ever. I mean, there's some Disney Channel movies that might have been around rollerblading, but I don't remember their names.
It was Brink.
Yes, I've seen that.
So
that's probably the only rollerblading movie I've seen.
I almost forgot about that until you said the Disney movie. I was like, oh shit, Puppy Suds or whatever that little rollerblade crew was called. But in Airborne, also a young Jack Black, one of his earlier films. But yeah, it's a great movie. Moving on. So Ben Heller as Stanley. Other credits include just a short in 2019 called Georgie, which was actually based off the character from It. So he starred in that. Not a lot of work for Ben after this, but next up we have Emily Perkins as Beverly. Other credits include Ginger Snaps, the TV series Hiccups, and Blood, A Butcher's Tale. Then we have Marlon Taylor as Mike. Other credits include The Farmhouse Murders, Know Thy Enemy, and the TV series You Take the Kids. Now we're moving on into the adults. Richard Thomas as Adult Bill. Other credits include the TV series The Americans, the TV series The Waltons, and Battle Beyond the Stars. Then we have John Ritter as Adult Ben. Other credits include Sling Blade, Problem Child, and the TV series Three's Company. And then there's Dennis Christopher as Adult Eddie. Other credits include Fade to Black, Breakaway, and Django Unchained. Then Harry Anderson as Adult Richie. Other credits include the TV series Dave's World, Elvira's Movie Macabre, and Night Court. Then Richard Mauser as Adult Stanley. Other credits include My Girl, Risky Business, and The Thing. Then there's Annette O'Toole as Adult Beverly. Other credits include Cat People, Superman 3, and the TV series Smallville. And then rounding out the adults, we have Tim Reed as Adult Mike, who has got credits the TV series Simon & Simon, WKRP in Cincinnati, and Sister Sister. And to finally wrap up our cast, we have Tim Curry as Pennywise. Other credits include Clue, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and Rocky Horror Picture Show. Production companies: Epstein Productions, Stanitsky Company, and Lumiere Television. Distributed by ABC. Sequels, prequels. There was a reimagining of the book in 2017, and it was also called It. But due out on October 26th of this year on HBO, there will be a series called It, Welcome to Derry.
I'm actually pretty excited about the
I am too.
series.
It looks really cool.
I'm interested in it.
Yes.
As like a telling of like when it all started kind of thing.
I'm interested in, some background lore, some more of it. I'm excited for it, and it will be dropping in a couple weeks, so that's cool. No box office numbers since it was a TV miniseries, but it did attract 30 million viewers for ABC when it aired, so a little bit of a fun fact right off the top. Rotten Tomatoes score, we got a 69% on a tomato meter and 64% on the audience popcorn meter. All right. It's movie synopsis. In Derry, Maine, 7 friends band together to defeat Pennywise, a child-killing clown. 30 years later, those same friends are brought back together after another string of children are murdered. This time, they vow to finish it off once and for all. So, initial reactions. We landed on it last week, Shelly. How did you feel when we landed on it?
So I was pleasantly surprised that Ray gave us a movie that was much better than Dash Cam.
Yeah.
Not to say our audience loves Dash Cam. I don't know where all these views are coming from.
Really?
I don't know how people are finding our podcast, but I was on the other side, not looking forward to watching a very long movie.
Yeah.
So
very fair. Yeah, for me, I feel like I remember watching this with my mom. I didn't watch it when it originally came out, but I watched it years later, probably around Halloween time or something when it was playing on TV. And I feel like I remember sitting down and watching it with her, but like the only thing that ever stuck out to me, like I couldn't remember anything about the story. It was just a couple shots of Tim Curry as Pennywise that like stuck out and was, obviously made an impact and stayed with me. But I was super excited to get into this and, dig into it. I know this was a very meaty movie at, 3 hours, 8 minutes, whatever it was. So I was up for it. I was fond of it from what I watched when I was younger, probably later teenage years, but I was excited to jump into it. And also, Ray, he gave me his initial reaction for this too, so I'm going to go ahead and read Ray's part right here before I forget. But Ray said that I remember my parents watching this when it aired on television, and it immediately caught my attention. I've watched this version and the remake many times, and is what I consider a horror movie genre requirement. So that was Ray's initial reactions. Next up is Feasting Fiends. This is where we get into our topics of pros, cons, characters, dialogue, and our favorite kills/scares. All right, so we're going to go to Ray first. And Ray, in his email to us, was nice enough to share his thoughts. So Ray's overall pros are, I liked how Pennywise the Clown was just one of the monster's forms. I think a clown in general will always strike fear into many people. I thought the cast was great. I think Harry Anderson did a great job as the wacky funny guy. And of course, the late great John Ritter gave us another great performance. I also liked how the story was laid out with the Losers Club origin first, followed by the Losers Club as adults going back to Derry. And he also liked the special effects were on point for the year, which was 1990. And that was Ray's pros. What about you, Shelley? What'd you like about it?
So a lot of the things that I liked is along the lines of what Ray liked as well.
Mm-hmm.
The makeup and the practical effects. I think Tim Curry's makeup was absolutely brilliant. The way it morphed sometimes, where he looked like this monstrous creature, was really cool. Overall, I know we talk about characters separately, but I think the acting overall needs to be pointed out as a pro. I think it was a really stellar cast.
Yeah.
A lot of actors that were really doing stuff at that time got together to be part of this like little Stephen King mini series. So that was pretty cool. And then I do like the overall story. I am a big Stephen King fan. And I can't say that I've ever read any of his books, but
Yeah.
anytime they've translated one of his books into a movie, I've been a fan. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Shining, Pet Cemetery, all those.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it until probably like as an adult
Oh, okay.
because I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies if that came out when I was a kid. So,
Yes.
but I just think like overall, like the story, and fans of Stephen King will always argue that his movies or his books aren't the same as the movie. Like they're always completely different, but I liked it. So,
Yeah.
but I've not read the books to have a comparison. So
I actually, what was it? Maybe 2 years back, I bought it to read, and I got to like maybe almost to the second chapter, and it was just so daunting. And my ADHD just won't allow me to sit down and read. So I've not picked it back up. In fact, I'm looking at it on my wife's bookshelf right now.
in your library?
Yeah, it's in my library. But yeah, I went through almost 2 chapters, and I haven't picked it up since, and it's just difficult for me to sit down and like read a book. I don't know. Anyways,
I
go ahead.
agree.
Kudos. I know Carrie goes through them like crazy, and you guys have your book club.
I don't know how she does it.
I don't know either.
She reads more than I do.
Yeah, it is definitely.
I'm novice.
It's a way for her to decompress, and she just lies in bed and reads, and it's cool. I mean, she's got a stressful job, so whatever makes her feel at ease, I'm a fan of. So she can keep reading as many books as she wants. She goes through them so quickly too.
She can do whatever she wants.
That's right. She's at soccer practice with Ian right now, and she took a book with her, so she just takes them everywhere to just chip away. But for my pros for the film, much like you guys, more specifically, I guess the Pennywise design, so iconic, and
Yeah.
for justifiable reasons. The white on his face is just the absolute whitest, and then the red in the hair is like extreme red. It's just these two contrasting colors, and it's so striking. And I love that they kept it simple and they just let Tim Curry create the magic. With the recent one with Skarsgård, like it's much more supernatural and not as maybe traditional looking. I like that they kept it simple, and Tim Curry he created the creepiness and the uneasiness with his production and how he works. So I really like that they didn't go crazy with it. I don't know if they had like the budget for it anyways, but I did like his design a lot. Moving on, the music score by Mr. Bellis. There were a lot of cool like musical cues in this, like the creepy carnival music when Pennywise is like around, and then even when like the greaser bully kid Henry, he's like attacking people. There's like this cool like guitar wail, like a wow wow, and like it was a cool little part of like those characters that would pop up musically when there was any kind of action going on. So I did enjoy the music score a lot, and I think they won some kind of award for the score of this. So for justifiable reasons as well. There was a moment in this, and I think it was perhaps unintentional, but it was one of the funniest things I've ever watched. And they're probably trying to create like a lighthearted, fun moment between like two reuniting buddies. but it was the bicycle montage with
Oh God,
adult Bill and Mike.
that was so bad. That's one of your pros.
It was so bad. It was good. I was dying. I mean, there are two adult men that are having way too much fun, just taking turns riding a bike, and they're like both really into it. And it was fucking hilarious. I was dying laughing.
Bike.
And oh my gosh. I think it was Bill. He did like a little bowl thing and rode through Mike's jacket. And it was just so silly and dumb. And I can't believe that made it in the movie, but it did.
I'd have to notice it in the book.
Yes, I do. We'll have to ask someone.
Does Stephen King write? And the two men joyously rode around, taking turns and putting bicycle cards in the tire.
Yes, yeah, right.
And then suddenly, no. I can see it now.
I know. I can see it. Stephen King's attention to detail would just paint such a beautiful picture for that, I guess. But I also really liked how Pennywise manipulated the photo albums for, both Bill and Mike. It would have the spastic flipping of the pages, and then for Bill, I'm sorry, like Georgie's photo album just starts seeping out that blood, and it just looks so cool. And then with Mike, he had the photos of Derry like back in the day, and then the one he like comes to life, and it was such a cool part of this movie, and I think a pretty iconic moments that were created with these photo albums. So I really like that part of this as well. Also, the amount of blood that is in this movie is very surprising for something that was, made for TV. I mean, you had that bathroom scene with 12-year-old Beverly, and there's just blood all over the place. And then adult Richie, when he's in the library, and like the balloons are falling and popping, and there's just blood splattering on people's faces. Actually, I was rather surprised that was something that was put out onto the air in 1990. So kudos, I guess, to ABC for allowing it, and kudos to Tommy Lee Wallace for his vision on that. But just such a cool part of this movie. And then the last thing, I have a lot of pros. The last thing I will say is just overall, I loved how the group of like less than kids band together as this like loser club, and they stand up to their bully, but they also end up standing up to this like supernatural spider clown monster thing. So I loved how they formed an unstoppable group full of bravery and strength, because individually they didn't have it. I mean, a lot of them were going through hardships in their life where they couldn't find the strength. So when they came together, they found it in each other, and I just thought that was so amazing. And I really liked that plot in this movie, is the kids banding together, and then also in their adult lives when they get back together. I mean, they're going through stuff in their own personal lives, but they find it again with each other to battle again. So I thought that was really cool, and I enjoyed that part of the movie a lot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, to like resonate on your pro, I really did enjoy like all the little vignettes of the kids and like how they were seeing Pennywise and the adults, and like the creativity. It was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's move on into our cons, and we'll go to Ray first with his thoughts. Ray said, "I have no real cons besides the length of the whole film. It could have been made somewhat shorter, I think." So that was the only con for Ray. What about you, Shelley? What did you not like so much?
Yes, absolutely, the length. I mean, we do have to remember that it was a mini series and it was probably aired in two different parts originally. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't aired in two different parts. Maybe it was like a matter of episodes. I mean, you can tell as you're watching it when they're going to quote unquote commercial. But I don't know how they originally break it out, if they were like doing hour-long episodes weekly or what, who knows. But I just think the length is long to sit through. It, like, there's some scenes that go on unnecessarily long that could have easily shortened this and still had the same effect. Contrary to what you said, I didn't love the soundtrack, but I think mostly that's because I watch things on my AirPods, and I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's so loud. Like, why are we making all these noises? And it would go from like this extreme to this like lullaby, we're hanging out in dairy music. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite. I've heard ones I like better.
Yes.
I'm going to contradict myself here in a little bit, but one of my
Okay.
cons is sometimes is the relationships that the kids had together. Just because like the way that they would like hold hands and hug. I mean, they even did it when they were adults once, where they all held hands and they were like
Yes.
vibrating a little bit, and I was like, "That's really weird. Like, why are you vibrating?" I know there's supernatural forces at play.
Yeah.
I guess I could look into that a little further, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just like realistically to me, I've just never seen kids kind of act in the way they did. It was very outlandish at times. And granted, I know it's a story, it's fiction, and maybe it was overplayed a little bit, but I guess maybe I was even just reaching for a con at that point.
Yeah.
But um,
Any kind
that
of
those are my
deficiency.
cons.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I had a couple myself. I was not a fan of the flow of the story. I think in the beginning, there was way too much back and forth from like the kid time to the adult times, and it was slightly disorienting. I almost would have rather liked to have gotten to know the kids a little bit more before we got, I guess, the jump ahead to their adult selves. So I had a bit of an issue with that. Another one was the stutter of Bill, and this is just nitpicking maybe a little bit, but the stutter of Bill for adult Bill and child Bill, just it seemed unauthentic and not believable. They both provided to what I thought was just like a surface level attempt, and for something I think that was like a pretty major tick for Bill, you would think they would have, I don't know, provided maybe a better representation for what that looks like, and I don't know. Maybe I guess my I guess my issue is more with Tommy Lee Wallace and the fact that he was okay with the performances, but it was just something that kind of stuck out to me as like not as good as it could have been.
Right. And like to your point, I had this thought, and I wouldn't have had this thought if I didn't start the new It, the 2017 one. The original It, they were just like he's in a bed,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't really like explain anything that was happening about this kid, and then Georgie died, right?
Yeah,
So
it was quick.
the new It, he's like, the dialogue's like, I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's more describing what's happening. So you get a little bit more of like what these people are doing, why they're there, etc. So
Yeah, I thought that maybe. Have you ever seen Urban Legend? Um,
yes.
so I forget the actor, the guy who was in Exorcist 3, the Gemini killer, but he was the gas attendant at the beginning of that, and he had a stutter. That hit the nail so on the head for what someone with a stutter would sound like, and especially in like intense moments when it is something that is triggered on by this trauma that they're dealing with. It was something that seemed a little off with their performances and just kind of stuck out with me. So that's why that was a con. But the only other one I had was I felt like the ending was kind of a mess between the spider thing, the light thing, and like how they defeated it just seemed kind of haphazard. So I wasn't necessarily a fan of the ending of this film. Moving on, you ready to get into characters, Shelly?
Yes.
All right. So we'll give it to Ray first. And Ray, he said favorite character hands down is Pennywise. This is one of Tim Curry's most iconic roles he has ever played. Everything from his voice to his facial expressions was great. And then Ray's least favorite character was Stan. His always
Little
afraid.
Stan or Big Stan? No, I'm just
That's he didn't say little or big. He just said Stan. So Stanley.
Stan in general,
Yeah,
both.
just
We're gonna try to
Stanley.
say both.
Just Stanley, yeah. But he said his always afraid personality I really didn't care for. I mean, he was the most apprehensive out of all the group. I mean, obviously the adult one just tapped out and wasn't going to join him. But even the kid one, like, it was almost just kind of by default and him being there. It was like, all right, I guess I'm here, so we'll do this. So what about you, Shelly? What do you think, characters?
Yeah, so this is where I'm going to contradict myself.
Ooh.
I do really love the fact that they did have the child to the adult aspect of this movie.
Uh-huh.
I think the new one does the making them look alike a lot better,
Yeah, the matching up.
but correct.
Yeah.
I think this one did a fine job of it, though. It was fine for what it was, but
Yeah, they made sure to put
oh, I
that mole on Brandis, like
yeah,
whoever the
yeah,
adult guy was, he had that mole. So yeah,
yeah, yeah,
they matched that
yeah. It
up.
was par for par.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I think that's what I really enjoyed about the characters is that you got the young versions of them and the older versions of them. And
Yeah,
then obviously Pennywise is iconic.
I
So
know.
I say so a lot. I need to stop.
I do
So
trust me with editing this podcast. I find so many things like my repeaters. I don't know what they call them, interrupters, whatever they are. But I
yeah,
say the same shit all the time. Like I'll be editing the podcast and I'll just say like, stop saying that fucking word.
stop saying it.
It's like I should put little post-it notes on the table so I can know that I'm not saying that word. That's a no word.
Next time we're together, every time we say a no
Ooh,
word, I'll like smack you or something.
yeah. Or like we could make
I'll
it
like
real exciting.
beat the shit out of you.
We could put a shock collar on me, huh? Riveting podcast.
uh,
So I'll jump in. Everyone, we've given our flowers to Pennywise, fantastic. But I will say my favorite character was Mike, adult and young Mike, because he is the keystone to the story, and without him bringing everyone back and reminding them of their promise, we wouldn't have a movie. So for me, he's the number one good guy, and plus such a generous guy. He probably made the least money out of all the bunch, the adult ones, and he picked up the check at the Chinese restaurant. So, what a good dude. Everyone else is working in
he was the
Hollywood.
lighthouse keeper.
I know. And everyone else is like working in Hollywood. Ben was a architect living in a warehouse that looked super fancy. But yeah, our good old man Mike, he picked up the check. So good on him. I also I loved adult Beverly a lot in the moment where she finally fought back against her like yuppie douchebag boyfriend who was being physical with her. We did see her when she was younger find that strength with her dad, so it was great in that scene in the bedroom where she stood up for herself and told that guy if he ever came closer again, she was going to kill him. So I was very happy for Beverly in that moment, and she got bumped up in the character scale for me in that. But I would say the most annoying, or yeah, we'll say most annoying because it's true. I'm gonna say the adult Richie and the child Richie. The sense of humor or brand of comedy, whatever, was just nails on a chalkboard, and they were just annoying, both of them. So yeah, they were my least favorite character, and I guess adult Bill's ponytail could have done without that.
Oh, that was awful.
It
The
was so
ponytail in itself was the worst part of his character.
Yes, absolutely. And by the way, Bill is married and he gives adult Beverly, a very passionate kiss. And I was like, that was a very ponytail move of you, Bill. You're a married man kissing a friend like that. That's crazy. Fucking wife.
It was
Audra.
very awkward.
Yes, very, very awkward. Yeah, she was giving everyone kisses. she walks into the restaurant, passes out, wakes up, and just starts kissing dudes. Crazy movie. But yeah, that was
Christina.
look over here now. But yeah, that was my thought on the characters. Let's move on into dialogue. So let's see what Ray had to say. Ray said, my favorite dialogue is the sentence Bill used to treat his stutter. Oh, this is a good one. And he quotes, he thrusts his fists against the posts and still insists he sees the ghosts. Ray says, I too dealt with a stutter as an adolescent, and it was one of the things that connected me to the character of Bill. Thanks for sharing that, Ray. Yeah, that was a great line. That was one I had written down myself, but I got a couple other ones here. Shelly, what about you? What do you think for dialogue?
I'm gonna go with the classic because we see it everywhere. Anyone you say it, they know what you're talking about.
Yes.
There's no, it's just like kind of like every slasher has a tagline, and this is the tagline.
Yes.
And he says it very early on. It's used throughout the movie, but we all float down here. It's just iconic. And you can say that to anyone who knows movies, and they know exactly what you're talking about.
It makes total sense. He's a clown. He's holding balloons. And, when you get down into the cave, you see that they're all caught in this web floating in the air. So it works on a lot of levels. It's, just good writing, obviously, by Stephen King. But, Pennywise is an icon within himself, but then You'll Float too. It just goes right with it. But the only other one I had, which I thought was a funny moment, it was actually it was after Ben's cousin. He wrote that poem to Beverly. What was it? Your hair is winter fire, whatever that was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But his cousin grabbed it from him and started reading it out loud, and he was just being a dick. And Ben, retaliated and started punching him, pummeling him in the back or whatever. And his aunt comes in, breaks it up and all that. But when his cousin gets off of him, he just said, "I hate you. You're only here because Mom says it's our Christian duty." And it was just a funny moment for me. There's no hate like Christian love, I guess is what they say. But, you see that a lot with, people who like to wear those things on their sleeve and march around and say those things. And then when it comes down to it, they're not very empathetic or understanding, and they're very brutal to people. So I was like, yeah, that tracks. So it's our Christian duty. Moving on, let's go into our favorite kills and scares. So let's see what Ray had to say. Ray said, my favorite kill scene is that when it gets a hold of Belch, which was one of the greaser kids. I think this was in the sewer. But Ray said the way his body gets folded in half and pulled into the sewer pipe really freaked me out the first time I saw it. And then, so that was his favorite kill, and he's also got a scare here. So he said, my favorite scare is when the loser club is flipping through the scrapbook and starts realizing that Pennywise is behind many of Derry's historic disasters, culminating in the terrifying moment when his hand suddenly reaches out of the photograph. That was a great scare. I agree. Actually, that was on my list as well, but I'll try to find another one. Shelly, what did you have for favorite kills or scares?
Yeah, I really enjoy this scene. It's when we first meet Pennywise, really.
Yeah.
And it's the Georgie kill. He loses that one arm and gets slaughtered. But yeah, you get to see that really cool makeup that comes out of Pennywise's face, the teeth. You're really rooting for Georgie. You're thinking he's making that great decision to leave, and then he doesn't, and it's his demise.
And that's such a great point, because that was an aspect of Pennywise's look that was great when he would transition into
the teeth,
the fanged out guy, and you're just like, oh my god, there's levels to this guy. It was like, holy shit,
so
yes.
Cool.
Yes.
If I had to pick one more, it would be, I can't remember the character's name, whatever the name of the bully that got blamed for the killing.
Oh, Henry.
That was in the mental.
Yeah.
Henry showed up at the hotel and attacked Michael. Henry ultimately died, but kind of got you like you didn't expect him to be there.
I know. Everything else up until that point was supernatural, and it was essentially just Pennywise fucking with everybody. So we got a real life terror, a guy hiding in a bathroom with a knife or whatever it was. And like, that was such a heartbreaking moment too, because I thought there was a possibility that we were going to lose Mike, who, was my favorite character and was, the captain of everything. So that was definitely a scary moment. But the only other one I have besides what we've talked about is, I thought the makeup work in this was so amazing, but it was when adult Beverly went back to her childhood home and that old lady was in there. And when, after she drops the teacup with the blood and the old lady's picking up, I forgot what she said to her, but when she lifts her head, it's like her dad's corpse, and like it's hollowed out eyes, and it just looks so terrifying. I thought that scene is another classic moment from this movie. So I definitely had that as like a scare that was high for me in this film. I think that takes us through Feasting Fiends. So next up is Final Cut. And this is where I tell the ending of the film, and we discuss and give our ratings of 1 to 5 stabs. 1 stab, no redeeming value. 2 stabs, bad. 3 stabs, mediocre. 4 stabs, good. 5 stabs, masterpiece. The other losers reunite in Derry, later learning of Stan's suicide. Upon returning, they all taunted and terrorized by Pennywise. Bowers, with its help, escapes from the asylum to murder the losers. Bill's wife Audra travels to Derry but is captured by it, hypnotized by the monster's deadlights. Bowers attacks and stabs Mike, but fatally stabs himself with his knife when Eddie and Ben rush in to save Mike. Mike is hospitalized, and he gives Bill the 2 silver earrings he retrieved from the sewers 10 years ago. The 5 remaining losers return to the sewers to confront it. They reach its inner sanctum and see a catatonic Audra engulfed in spiderwebs and discover its true form, a gigantic, otherworldly spider. Bill, Ben, and Richie are entranced by the deadlights emanating from its underbelly, while Beverly retrieves the silver earrings she overshot. Eddie attempts to repeat the wound he inflicted on it as a child, but is grabbed and mortally wounded. Beverly shoots the silver into the deadlights on the underside of the creature and frees her friends, but Eddie dies. The others follow the injured demon spider, finishing it off by ripping out its heart and crushing it. They remove Eddie's body and the catatonic Audra from the sewers. Mike recovers in the hospital, explaining how the losers go their separate ways once again, their memories of it and each other fading over time. Save for his journal, Beverly and Ben get married and are expecting their first child, and Richie is cast in a film. Bill is preparing to leave Derry, but pulls Audra out of her state by riding her down a hill on Silver, his childhood bike. The end. So, Shelley, how did you feel about the end of it?
I mean, I like how they at least told us what everybody ended up doing.
Yeah,
Like,
that
there's
was
a
cool.
lot of movies
Yeah.
where you don't get that and it feels incomplete. It's a little sad that Michael's like, I'm about to forget, so like it will no longer exist
Yeah.
because I'm not a child anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they all connected it to like it was essentially the town that was festering this evil entity in it, and the town was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm really interested in like the prequel series too. Is like tell us more why this town is why this is here. I thought the bicycle thing was absolutely ridiculous, but
I did too. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh my god. How terrifying for Audra. she's
she
in a
wakes
coma.
up and then like they could have gone a completely different way and like killed him, but
Yeah.
you know, they nicely stopped in traffic once she was awake. But
Yeah. You know, I talked about not being a fan of the ending. I think, you know, I did not read the book, so I don't know if this follows the book, but the whole spider stuff I thought was just kind of goofy. I did like how it looked, and I thought for a made for TV series, it looked pretty good. I think was something that looks so great as Pennywise. It would have been cool if that would have been, you know, I know it takes forms of whatever fear you have, but like let's carry him to the end. Like let's have the kids defeat the clown in like, you know, some way. So I just wasn't a fan of the left-hand turn into a spider with a glowing belly. So and then, you know, just the weird bicycle ride down the hill just threw me off. But yeah, that's how I felt about the ending. Are you ready to give it stabs, Shelley?
yeah.
All right, so we'll go to Ray first. Ray said, "I give it 5 stabs. Absolute masterpiece." Boom. Ray's throwing it down. So Shelley, how did you feel?
Yeah, so I think it's hard because it's a little broken because it is a mini series. So I think that's a detriment to it. You know, you can sense that mini series essence of it. It blacks out every time there's a commercial. Like,
Yeah, the fade to black.
so
Yeah.
you kind of come in and out of it. It's a little broken apart like that. I wish there was more fluidity to it, but it had really like decent acting, a great story, a great clown that is our main like evil guy. I mean, he's what is it? The slashers. If you were to make a Mount Rushmore slasher, I feel like Pennywise would have an opportunity to be a part of the Mount Rushmore. So I mean, I'm going to give it four stabs overall.
Beautiful. You know, this is a great movie for all ages. I think the scary packs a punch for something that's made for TV, like I said before. But you know, it gets lost a little bit at the end. But you know, it's well worth the watch, and I give it 4 stabs as well.
Oh wow! Look at us.
I know. Look at us. We've been seeing eye to eye in a lot of the scores.
Who would have ever thought?
Who would have ever thought? All right, so let's go into Voices from Beyond. And that's where Shelley goes through our social media posts and finds your guys' thoughts and shares them. So, Shelley, take it away.
Yes, thank you as always for the comments. We're kicking it off with Brian M. He said, I remember trying to watch this when it originally aired on TV, but only made it up to Pennywise grabbing poor Georgie before I ran out of the living room. Even all these years later, I still get chills from Tim Curry's performance. The cast is solid for the most part, with a slight edge to younger versions of the characters. And my favorite combos are Seth Green and Harry Anderson as Richie, and Emily Perkins and Annette O'Toole as Beverly.
Yeah.
4 stabs. If you're
Nice.
a fan, you should definitely check out the documentary Pennywise, The Story of It from 2021, which is available on Tubi. Also, hoping to meet Emily Perkins at Spooky this month.
Hey, shout out to Spooky. There you go.
Yay. And it's funny, my sister told me she was going to be Spooky,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, well, what else was she in? And she said Ginger Snaps, and I was like,
It's so, you know what's so funny? I was thinking
fuck that
of
movie.
I was thinking of how I because we covered both Ginger Snaps, and I ragged on her performance so hard in Ginger Snaps 2. I
Yeah.
thought she was really good in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there was no
Not nearly as annoying.
no, I thought she was fantastic. So I was like, oh, like, you know, I feel bad ragging on her. She obviously, you know, she's got the
She was
chops.
awful, though, in that movie, though.
That movie was bad though.
Yeah.
Ginger Snaps 2. I like the first one. The second one was pretty bad. But anyways,
You gave it accolades when we watched it.
I did. I think I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah,
give it a
you
3?
enjoyed it
I
at
think
the
I
time.
did.
You really
I
liked
liked
the
Ghost.
white.
I like Ghost.
Ghost, yes. I was like, what the white one? I was like, I can't remember.
That girl grew up to be She-Hulk or whatever in the Marvel series.
Oh,
I
yeah,
forget her
yeah,
name.
yeah.
I forget her name, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
All right. Onward. It's okay. Brian S., we have another Brian, said, this was always a classic that I watched multiple times growing up. The jump scares are outstanding, especially when they're flipping through the old-time photos and Pennywise suddenly sees them looking. And the performances of both adult and kid actors were amazing. The kills are limited, but the best one has to go to Georgie at the beginning. Only downside is the ending. A giant spider, really? Although I've read the book and there's almost no way to recreate the book ending on film. Well, someone tell us what the book ending is.
I know, for God's
Best
sakes.
best character other than Pennywise was Ben. Worst was Stanley. Pennywise is arguably the best horror movie villain ever. 4 out of 5 stabs, and that's only because of the lame ending. Roger R. said, it happens. Is that like, I'm wondering if is that like a call out to the It Comes at Night?
Who knows what Roger's
Have
thinking?
you watched that movie?
It Comes at Night? Why does it sound familiar?
I mean, it's a horror movie.
Yeah,
But
It Comes
honestly,
at
even
Night.
after watching it, someone asked me, so what comes at night? And I'm like, it.
Okay.
I still, it's it.
Yeah.
It comes at night.
Yeah.
Anyways, Roger R. said, it happens. The original is pretty good for a TV miniseries, but the ending was a letdown. Tim Curry rules.
Yes, he does.
Nanette C. said, I love this. Definitely dated special effects, but still awesome. The problem with King's movies is you can't put on film what King writes and creates in your imagination. It's just hard to translate that to film. It always seems less, at least for me. Curry's Pennywise is still the scariest. Mike M. said, great movie. I wish they used the new movie cast with Tim Curry.
Oh.
Tim Curry was a better Pennywise, and the new cast was better than the old cast.
Oh, okay.
However, I just physically, Tim Curry would not be able to handle a role like that.
Oh.
But maybe like digitally, someone probably made that mashup somewhere.
Yeah. He can at least voice it because he's still doing voice work, isn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to look at the IMDb again.
And then there was a comment by Matt, I think Matt F.
Okay.
That said he was gonna watch it again, but that was it. I didn't like write down the whole.
Well, maybe he watched
comments.
it. Yeah.
He was like, "I'm gonna watch it again," or he told us like where it was streaming
Oh,
at an
okay.
additional place.
All right. Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm gonna watch it tonight," and then I never saw another
I never
comment.
saw him
So
again.
sorry, Matt. I
Matt
didn't officially write down your comment because it had no review. But
got lost down at the Barrens and ended up in the sewer. Damn it. Come back to us, Matt. Come back to us.
come back.
All right. Yeah. Thanks everyone for those comments. As always, we appreciate it. Let's move on into loose ends. And this is if we have any fun facts or last thoughts. Ray actually sent us a couple that I'll go ahead and share right now. Shelley,
Okay.
do it. I mean, I always ask just to be polite, but
You know the answer.
I
Just
do.
Just do your
roll
thing.
through. All right. So Ray said these 2-part Stephen King miniseries were pretty common in the 90s. And he said, I remember It, The Tommyknockers, The Stand, and Langoliers. So he's just saying there are a ton of miniseries on TV that were Stephen King's, which is
Oh, fair.
yeah, which is absolutely true. And then Ray said, I also always wondered about the little tiny doorway that led to its lair. It was just really weird and tiny and had skulls in front of it. It looked like a little hobbit door, a little bit, maybe. The little tiny person door. I don't know. It is it is a spider though, so I mean, I'm wondering how it opens and closes that little door because I'm pretty sure there was a doorknob on it. That's a great point out. I'll have to go back and rewatch this for like the 5th time. And then he did have a fun fact. Ray said Tim Curry has, oh my God, I don't know how to say this, but it's phobia of clowns. So Tim Curry in real life has a phobia of clowns? I didn't know
Oh
that.
wow.
That's crazy.
Neither.
So, a tip of the cap more to Tim Curry for playing such an iconic role if he's dealing with the clown phobia disease, whatever that is. I don't want to try to pronounce it and fuck it up. So
spell it for me. Let me try to pronounce it.
Coulrophobia. I'm going to spell it for you. COULRO and then phobia. Coulrophobia?
Yeah, chlorophobia.
Coulrophobia.
Yeah.
Cool.
You did good.
We're learning. Maybe. So the theater scene racked up many dull hours of waiting and retakes for the child extras. Tim Curry often came on stage in full costume and conducted sing-alongs with the extras, most of whom didn't know who he was. They thought he was actually a clown that ABC had hired to entertain them.
Oh my God.
That's insane. Wow. Anyways, Tim Curry was reluctant to take the role of Pennywise initially because he didn't relish the thought of being buried under so much makeup. He had just got done filming Legend, which is the film that you suggested for Ian's podcast, which is now on his wheel. I believe
Nice.
Tim Curry, he played the devil, right? In that? I
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yep.
for Tim, it was difficult and demanding role, and the hours in the makeup was still fresh in his mind. So to compromise, writer-director Tom Lee Wallace minimized the amount of makeup on Curry. A lot wasn't necessary anyways because Curry's performance, as we know, was strong on its own.
That's interesting because I couldn't imagine being in that much makeup like twice in a row too.
I know. So,
But like what
completely.
they did with him was perfect though.
Yeah, there were a couple like transition, I guess, work that we had, like the bigger teeth, and then also that moment when who was it, Eddie, with his oh my gosh, he said it was battery acid and he sprayed it at him. Yeah, and his like face was melting and it looked grotesque. Besides those 2 other ones, it was just essentially a nose and Tim Curry's face. So
yeah,
pretty simple
nice
stuff. When ABC first announced this miniseries, it was to be a 10-hour miniseries directed by George Romero. Romero did extensive pre-production work and closely collaborated with Lawrence D. Cohen to develop the script, but he had to bow out due to scheduling conflicts with the remake of Night of the Living Dead. This mirrored Romero's experience on another Stephen King property, Pet Sematary, which he was also slated to direct. So twice in a row, Mr. Romero had to bow out of directing Stephen King's work. I know they did work together on Creepshow. I can't remember. I think Stephen King wrote it and then Romero directed it. So they got to eventually work together. And then the last thing I do have for fun facts or loose ends, whatever you want to call this, Emily Perkins based her portrayal of young Beverly on her mother, who also had a troubled childhood and a rough upbringing. Coincidentally, Emily's mother's name was also Beverly. Mic drop.
What?
Boom. Emily Perkins.
Crazy.
Crazy dog. Whoa.
Crazy.
Shelly, we did it.
We did it.
We talked about it, and we got through it.
I didn't expect it. It really, I was struggling. That's why we're on the phone. So
Yeah.
We made it though.
We got it done one way or another. We used the technology that is afforded to us, and so I'm excited to move on and see what we got next. So let's move on into Wheel of Death. And first, I gotta go on the wheel. I gotta pull it up. I have to unmute my phone. I need to get on the list. as I talk you through my steps.
It's a very extensive process.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but the wheel, it's massive.
It's so
This
big.
whole process, uh, he literally has to go into a dark room for hours afterwards after he accesses the wheel.
I'm picking a
It
movie.
takes so much out of him. He needs to be secluded,
Yes.
noise canceling,
Noise canceling, yes.
white noise, shit.
All right, Shelly, I've picked a movie out of the bag.
Oh, you already picked a movie out of the bag. I
I
didn't
did.
even hear you picking.
Oh,
Oh my god,
I was doing it when you were talking.
I was so quiet.
It's-
All right, what movie did you pick?
All right, so I picked a viewer submission. Brian M. Brian M's
Ah.
movie was Hellraiser.
Oh,
Woo!
nice, nice, nice,
So
nice.
Hellraiser is making it on the wheel, and we're gonna save it. Save Hellraiser. All right, and there it is. All right, so the 10 movies on the Wheel of Death are Zombie, Heart Eyes, Chopping Mall, the newly added Hellraiser, Maniac, the original, Long Legs, Brain Damage, Slay, Psycho Gorman, and Roger R's Deathgasm. He didn't
Hey,
direct it.
Roger.
He didn't direct it. We shouldn't give him credit. All right,
No,
so we
no
are
credit.
unmuted. Cool. All right, Shelly, you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. Wheel
Wheel
of Death.
Is it delayed?
Wheel of Death.
Wheel
Wheel.
of Death.
We'll fix it in post. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Next up, we have Maniac. That was a viewer submission. That was our Australian friend, Jason.
Ah, Jason.
Yes.
The 1981 Maniac.
1981 is correct.
And you can watch Maniac on Tubi, Pluto TV.
Perfect.
If you don't want to watch it for free, you can rent it lots of places.
Hey.
So there you go, Tubi.
We got Maniac next, and yeah, thank God for Tubi.
Yeah.
So no one's got to have a paid subscription to anything. You can just go over there. You got to deal with a couple ads, but yeah, you'll be able to watch.
Yeah.
What year was it? 1980.
One, I think that's what
1981?
that said, but I don't know if that's
Yes.
accurate. Sometimes
That's
it's
probably
different.
right.
But
Yes, but we'll be sharing it on social media, so any kind of
Please.
confusion be cleared up there. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's close this bad boy out. Next episode drops October 29th. Don't miss out and tune in to the end of the season where we'll be taking all the films we've watched and have them battle it out in our deathmatch tournament. If you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give us a rating and review if you like what we do. You can find us on Facebook and TikTok by searching Little Bracket of Horrors and on Instagram by typing at Little Bracket of Horrors. We also have merch available at tpublic.com. Just search for our name in their website search bar or pay attention to our socials for a direct link. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Derek.
I'm Shelly.
And we will catch you on the other side.
You have created a monster and it will destroy you. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! The monster has been seen in the hills terrorizing the mountainside.
Check 1, check. That sounds good.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
I just texted you. I didn't write anything down.
Oh, okay.
So I was just trying to jot something out really quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, take your time. It's no rush.
Okay.
Solid.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good. This is a first time for us. This is gonna be fun
Yeah.
over phone. Are
Yeah,
you?
I just was like the thought of driving down there.
No, I hear
And
you. The weekdays, it sucks.
it just sucks. Yeah.
19
And
is
I'm
the
on
fucking
such a
worst.
routine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we can be flexible with the technology, so why not? You know,
Noise.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm just curious. Are you on like a headset, or are you just talking on your phone, normal?
I am talking on my AirPods.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because it's they technically have a mic.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me put these on. I almost put my Beats on, like my over ear Beats that I have.
Yes.
I could put this on and we could compare the
Yeah. If you want
sound.
to, if you want to try, you sound good right now, but we can see how it goes.
Okay, hold on.
Cool. You said
I
they're
spent all those
Beats.
money.
They're,
Yeah, the
they're yeah.
Beats by Dre.
They're expensive. Use those bad boys.
I
Aren't they
got them on
expensive?
sale. I
Okay.
obviously didn't pay full price
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
these. Okay, hold on. Let me switch them out. Where's my AirPod case? Okay, hold
I know how you're a big Dr. Dre fan, so this
Hold
makes
on. I
total
don't have you on
sense.
speakerphone,
Oh, okay.
so I can't hear anything. Why can't I find like? Hold on. Talk again.
Hello, hello, hello. Check one,
Okay, so
check.
does that sound the same or any better?
It sounds the same, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's more comfortable, I say go for it, but yeah.
Oh well, either
Whichever.
way.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Nice.
not any different to me.
The audio level on my end is equivalent to Erica when she called in. So, good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On both the pods and the beats.
Yes. Yes. Both.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as the switch between the two, I couldn't tell a difference on our end, on this end recording.
Okay.
So, I'm all set and ready to
Okay.
go if you're ready for me to kick it off.
Yeah, I mean, I have my phone, and
Okay.
it's weird. I'm like, I don't know where to be in my house.
It's weird
So like
because go ahead. Sorry.
right now, I'm just on my bed.
Oh, that's nice. I'm
Maybe
in
I lay on my stomach and kick my feet.
like a teenage girl. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, obviously I'm in the library, or what we have a couple books in here. I guess we'll call it a library, but we're in the office, and
The office. I
yes,
think more affectionately, the
the
office is a
office.
better term.
I should call it Carrie's office, to be fair. So I'm in Carrie's office. And it's weird
Jeez.
because no one's across the seat from me, so it's just me staring at the Ian trick or treat bag.
Oh, are you still sitting in the chair staring at the couch?
Yeah, just because of setting up the microphones and the recorder, it's just easier to use the table that I bought instead of trying to put it on any of the desks in here. So
Yeah,
I still have
you
the
could have
setup.
like
Yeah,
laid on your bed.
that's yeah. Put everything in my bed and just have cords and everything wrapped up and just look a mess when Carrie gets home. So we did it.
Whee!
We did it.
How many more
Uh,
movies do we have this
I
year?
think
Do you know?
this it is our seventh movie. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 5 more.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there. And I know you got London, England coming up at the end of
Yeah.
next month, and then through December.
Yeah.
So cool. So you have an amazing evening.
Oh, thanks.
What?
Oh.
What? Thanks. So Sherry is where did she go to the dog? Is she
Yeah,
volunteering
she's
tonight at the
shelter.
dog's
Yeah.
shelter? That's
Yeah.
cool. Such a
Yep.
good lady. Such
She just
such a
does
good
such
heart.
beautiful things for the dogs. Yes.
Yes, someone needs to. So
I'm not. So
we got we got we got stuff.
yeah, I got
You
other
got
things
work.
going on. I don't want to
Yeah.
take care of.
Oh,
Hey,
do
go
you
ahead.
work? Question: Do you work some days from home at all with your job, or is it always office?
It's technically always office, but we have the ability to work from home if we needed
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So
I'm the same. I have a laptop, like everything we do is on a web portal,
yeah.
so I can get on the system on my home computer, and I can access our requisitions and purchase orders and stuff. So I could technically work on my at my computer at home, but with my work emails and stuff, I always have the laptop if I need
Yeah.
to. So it's
To
always
be
nice to have that
completely
flexibility.
right, to be completely honest, for what I do, there's no reason. Like I don't have to be.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's no way I could permanently work from home. Carrie would not have it.
She
She
said
has too
that to
many.
me. I just want you to know I stuck up for you.
Yeah.
Well, because I
About
was. She's like, "Where would he work?" I'm like, "Next to you." Like, what's the big deal?
when she has her little Zoom calls, and like the one time it wasn't an important one, but like I had to go to the bathroom, so I army I army crawled out of the office, and then Carrie just started laughing at me. She's like, "You're okay. This is not a meeting that, is that important." But it was funny. I was like, "I'm army crawling out of the office to go pee. This is crazy."
You did what you had to do.
Yeah, I did. I did. All right, we'll talk to you later. Have a great week.
You as well. Sounds good.
All right,
Okay,
me,
bye.
me.